Discovered my divorce was finalized while he was casually brushing his teeth beside me. The mirror was steamed up, his wedding band absent, mine still present. That was the day's first deception, silent and well-rehearsed. He kissed my forehead in a habit uninterrupted, then departed for work with a briefcase brimming with debts I hadn't known about. I remained quiet, didn't shed tears, but felt an inner stillness as I absorbed the steam and betrayal. We had known each other for 10 years, having met in a coffee shop filled with the scent of burnt sugar. He was tender then, considerate. He paid attention to my words as if they mattered. Over time, we constructed a life together, lazy Sundays, shared passwords, a mortgage we joyfully toasted with cheap champagne. What followed was the erosion. I didn't realize he would learn to survive on our foundation like a parasite. The warning signs were subtle. His phone was always in his grasp. Mail mysteriously rerouted itself. Late nights, early lies. I convinced myself marriages bend. They don't typically collapse by hiding documents behind your back. The divorce papers unexpectedly appeared on a Tuesday, hidden within an oversight, a court notice digitally saved into a communal cloud storage he neglected to log out from. My name was there, his signature below, the document finalized 3 months prior. He had legally erased me while physically keeping me close at night. I recall my heart pounding, audible yet contained. Shock can be disciplined if one lets it. I closed the file, prepared dinner, watched him eat. I decided not to challenge him then, for I knew that betrayal exposes power. The next revelation was of debts, secretly opened credit lines and accumulated personal loans stacked precariously like a Jenga tower. He was sinking and relied on my income, my credit rating, my silent presence to maintain the semblance of stability. The divorce wasn't liberation. It was a life preserver with a leak. That was when my mindset changed, mourning receded, strategy emerged. I retained a lawyer without his knowledge, also a forensic accountant. I meticulously recorded every text, bank transfer, and each night he returned home under the pretense of our continued marriage. I discerned the gap between legal fact and lived deceit, and understood how judges favor the former until proven otherwise. Then the figures transformed everything, $640 million. I recall the lottery ticket quivering in my hands, the hum of the gas station lights, the stillness following the announcement as if the world were inhaling. I didn't smile, I didn't inform him. Wealth doesn't render one reckless when aware of the stakes. I discreetly established a trust under my maiden name. I adhered to every rule, I disclosed nothing. The divorce ensured the winnings were solely mine, pure, inviolable. When I informed him about my win, he erupted in joy as if rehearsing a scene. He wept, embraced me, referred to me once more as his wife. That's when he attempted to claim half. He filed paperwork claiming himself as my loving spouse, asserting reconciliation, common purpose, shared bed. He believed nearness equated to evidence. He assumed sleeping next to me had revised the statutes. The courtroom exuded an aroma of polish and anxiety. He appeared self-assured, alleviated, as if he'd weathered the tempest. I allowed him to speak, then my attorney rose. She unfolded the divorce decree, the dates, the financial plan, the emails in which he confessed staying only to maintain her income until I resolved this. The records, meticulous, factual of him jesting about our charade. The judge's expression subtly transformed. Contempt has a tangible quality. You can sense it escalate. Then ensued the counterclaim, fraud, misrepresentation, financial exploitation, restitution. His accounts were instantaneously blocked. His debts, previously concealed, were exposed. Creditors congregated like specters he'd summoned to dinner. The trust remained intact. I remained motionless. He looked at me then, for the first time seeing me, not as a barrier, not as a reserve, but as the designer of his downfall. I didn't utter a word, I didn't require it. The judgment struck like a gavel on bone. Departed with debts as my sole possession, you departed feeling weightless. Now I sleep solo in a tranquil home, my bed is reclaimed, the quietness isn't vacant, it's deserved. Inquiries if I'm enraged, I am not. Anger is clamorous, I opted for precision. He imparted lessons on betrayal, I instructed him in consequences. Each dawn when sunlight slices through the drapes, I recall the mirror, the mist, the ring. I remember my stillness. That instant was my victory.